to my channel. Today I am here to talk about my 20 to 25 week symptoms and pregnancy journey. I'm already 26 weeks and 4 days, but I just thought that I would document everything from 20 to 25 weeks before I forget. So for that 20-week mark, I did have a small gender reveal for my family. It was totally virtual. I didn't have anybody over due to the coronavirus, and what I did was I hosted a Facebook Live with just my family and friends, and I went ahead and I revealed the gender to them. I'll go ahead and insert a clip here in this video so you can see what we did.
1, 2, 3.
At first, I was kind of taken by surprise at the gender. I figured for whatever reason that because my symptoms were different that I might be having a boy this time. And then also when I went for my 16-week ultrasound and I saw something on the screen that I couldn't really explain at the time, and I didn't ask the doctor or the nurse like what that was, and what that actually was the umbilical cord. So I had seen the umbilical cord thinking that, oh, it's a boy, so I got excited. You know, I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the way I was feeling around that time and maybe why I might have been a little more absent from making my videos. And that's just because I was experiencing a little bit of gender disappointment. And before any of you, criticize or start judging, I just wanted to say that gender disappointment is not like regret, it's not being angry or anything like that at your pregnancy or anything negative. It's valid feelings that you have because maybe you had this idea of something and then that idea didn't come to flourish, and that's what happens. You get disappointed and you get maybe a little sad. So that's kind of what I was experiencing at the time. It did take me about a week or two to kind of get out of that funk, that like sadness, or it wasn't like a full-blown depression because I was reading that some people do go on to develop a depression from it. So that ended up going away. I was just slightly disappointed because I had that idea in my head, and then I know my first pregnancy, my whole family was like, it's gonna be a boy. So it was kind of hard for me not to think that way or not to imagine it to be a boy, and then when I found out that it was going to be a girl, to be a little sad or disappointed. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that it's not negative at all, and if you are feeling that way, I do encourage you to come forward and talk about it with somebody that you feel comfortable with. For me, it was super difficult because I couldn't talk to anybody about it because I was keeping the gender like a secret from my family until a specific date, and that's what was the hardest for me. So it would have been nice to have somebody to talk to about it, but I think as I was going through it, I didn't think to reach out to anybody and be like, hey, this is what I'm feeling. They say to give your baby a name, to maybe purchase something for the baby, like a welcoming gift or something, like an outfit, something that will encourage you to accept everything, like just something to get those positive thoughts flowing and everything about your new baby, because any baby is a blessing. Even I am very, very lucky to be pregnant, and I thank God every day for my babies. My pregnancy is considered high risk. I am a type 1 diabetic, so not a lot of people get this blessing. Please don't take this the wrong way and think that I'm complaining or being negative or being ungrateful. That is not at all what this is. I just assumed it was something and it wasn't, and so that's where the disappointment comes in. Anyways, around the 20 to 21 week mark is when I started to feel the body pains. Sciatica runs in my family, so I did start to feel a lot of that sciatica pain, and then I also started to feel some cramping. I would feel like a tightening sensation, tightening movement, and then around 22 to 23 weeks is when I noticed movements were different. I would describe them as twitches. I don't remember feeling the movements like that with my first pregnancy. So I was Googling it, trying to figure out what the twitching is, why the baby twitches, what it might be baby, and there's a number of reasons, and I really didn't want to start worrying about it. Some people have mentioned it might be the hiccups. So if you've experienced the baby like twitching movements, I would love to hear about that in the comments, you know, just because it's something that I've never felt before. And around the 24 to 25 week mark, I noticed some insulin resistance. It was hard for me to kind of track my diabetic journey through my first pregnancy because I didn't find out until around 6 or 7 months that I was even diabetic. So I didn't really get to judge from day one to, you know, the finishing point of how my body reacts during the pregnancy with the diabetes. So I'm noticing like a huge insulin resistance, and so I've had to kind of up my insulin intake by a couple units or so. And I really try to watch what I eat. Like if I'm not pregnant, I'm like super tight about my diet, or like what I eat really. Like I try to keep it low carb, I try to keep it low sugar, really not a lot of like starches or anything like that, mostly vegetables. And I had even considered a vegan diet, but during my pregnancy I just really could not keep up with that. And then with my husband having the cravings too, so funny, he gets the cravings as well. I wasn't able to stick to that, but I know that once I give birth I'll be able to jump back on that. Around that 24 to 25 week period, my eating habits kind of changed, so the cravings kicked up a lot. And in the beginning of my pregnancy I craved a lot of savory things, and then around maybe like 16 to 20 weeks I started craving sweets, and it was just really hard to keep up with that diet and just the stress of everything, managing my diabetes, dealing with a toddler and the terrible twos. So I'm going to be inserting some clips of my gender reveal.
So she said you have maybe a bicornuate uterus?
Uterus didelphys?
It is didelphys.
Yes.
So when they do a pap smear, there's 2 cervixes?
There's no cervix for the second one, but there
Uh-huh.
definitely is another side of it, yeah. So I can only get pregnant in the one. The other doctor who looked at it said it looked like a fibroid.
Fibroid. So it does to me look like your
Or like a growth.
pregnancy is on the right one, and that
Okay.
on the left, see this thing over here?
Got it.
There's just a little fluid-filled something else over
Yeah.
here. Okay, I think it's on the right uterus. Interesting.
Yeah, I was really surprised to find that out.
Do you want to know the gender of the baby?
Yes, please.
So I'll show you. These are the legs. Kicking
Okay.
around. You can see this is the bladder, black space. So this is right between the legs.
Okay.
It looks like a little girl.
Aww.
Very cute. This here floating out in the fluid is umbilical cord.
Oh, okay, that must be what, because I saw something like around 16 weeks. They told me it's too early to tell.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking, what is that, like white thing between the legs?
So you were guessing boy, huh?
Yeah, I was definitely guessing boy. I have a little girl already at home
how
who's
sweet.
1.5, so she's gonna get a sister.
Okay, so I'm going to do 4D for you. Oh,
Yay.
baby cooperates. The baby just swam away.
Yeah, every time we say that magic 3D, 4D, we're just like, no, thank you.
There's a little arm that came up. Little nose. So this
Hey,
is the
look at
shoulder.
that.
There's the elbow. You can see the
The hand,
nose
she's
and-
waving.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Hi there. Aww. Yeah, I never really got to see that much with my first pregnancy. The baby was always turned around.
So let me see if I can come up just closer to the face, the side. Try it again because she moved. Yeah, she's wanting to snuggle her face into the side of the uterus.
I don't know, that must be the best side, the warmest side of the bed, huh?
Trying to wait for her to kind of come away. But it looks like a normal, happy kid in here, which is great.
But thank you for listening to my journey and staying tuned. I really appreciate all of you, and as always, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe.